Hi fourth graders. In this video I'm going to show you what you can do to finish up the lighthouse sculptures that we started before our stay-at-home time. So with those last time we were taping the sides together to make this prism shape, and some of you got to the point where you had stuffed some balled up newspaper inside or balled up paper of any kind inside and taped across the end. If you didn't get there, that's going to be your next step. After that, you're going to need to make the tower for the lighthouse, and for that you have a couple of things you can use. One suggestion I would give you would be any kind of cup that you have. Another option is that you can use toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls, but really any cylinder type shape will work. And you're going to tape that onto it, but tape it onto the side with the cardboard sticking up. Then after that, I cut out a shape. It could be the same shape, so you could trace this shape on a piece of cardboard and cut it out, or you could make a totally different shape, and we're going to tape that onto our cup. The last thing we're going to do is put the very top on the lighthouse. That would be where in most cases the light is going to be shining, and like some of the lighthouses in North Carolina, you can climb them and you can actually look out from the top of them. So this would be where that is, and for that I suggest any kind of small plastic container that you might have. And what I'm going to do with that is, if it's clear and you want it to stay clear, what I'm going to do is put some small pieces of tape across, because most plastic containers will have like this small little lip, this edge. So if you put tape across that, you can hold this in place without covering this totally in plastic. So I'm just going to go along each side of my shape and try to make sure that my tape covers up that end. What type of tape you use is totally up to you. I like to use masking tape because you can color over top of masking tape. You can paper mache over masking tape, and it's cheap. You can buy a roll of masking tape for less than $1 in like a hardware store or in like a Walmart. So went all the way around to make sure that was on. So next thing we're going to do is find a piece of cardboard that could be like the ground that your lighthouse is going to stand on, and put a long piece of tape on each side just to start to secure it to the ground. We're going to cover it with paper, all of this with paper mache later, but this will hold it in place until it's permanently held down with paper mache. And I'll do that on all of the sides of my lighthouse's base. So mine is a hexagonal prism, so I'm putting a piece of tape on all 6 sides. Alright, 2 other things I'm going to show you in this video are an option for you. One is that you can add a house. When lighthouses were operated by a lighthouse keeper before they were automated with machines and computers, they were run by people, and so they would need someone to live right nearby. So there are houses usually connected with all lighthouses. So what I did to make my building is I drew 4 squares and a triangle on every other one. So square with triangle, square, square with triangle, square. And then I'm going to cut out a rectangle that's 2 slightly bigger squares. And what this is going to end up being is I'm going to bend this, And I didn't say what material this is. This is an old cereal box. You could use cardboard also, but paperboard, which is like one layer cardboard, is a little easier to use than cutting through cardboard. So like cereal boxes, pizza boxes. So I've folded that, and I'm bringing my two opposite ends together, and I'm going to put a piece of tape to hold them together, and that's going to be my little lighthouse, keeper's house. So that's going to be the house, and then I'm going to take this rectangle and fold it in half, and the way I'm going to attach that, so that's going to rest on here. The way I like to attach this is I'm going to put a piece of tape inside the sides that don't have a triangle, so the sticky part is out. And then what I'm going to do is sit this on there and put my hand inside and press the tape down, and that's gonna hold the roof on. And there's my little house. And just like I taped my lighthouse on there, I'll tape this little house on the same way. Put a piece of tape on each side, or at least two sides since it's a lot smaller, but that'll hold it in place until we get to paper mache. The other thing I'm going to show you how to do is how you could make a palm tree if you wanted a palm tree. And on that same cereal box material, I'm going to cut out a star shape. And I'm actually going to, I took a straw and cut it in half, and I'm going to make a few little cuts on the end. And the reason I'm making those few little cuts on the end is that's going to give me little prongs that could be like little branches. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite end, and in this case those are going to serve as roots. But the reason I'm doing that is that's going to make it easier for me to attach this on. So then, see how that works? I pressed it down, and now I can put my pieces of tape on there, and it'll hold in place. And then wherever my palm tree is going to be in my artwork, I'll do the same thing. I'm going to force those little pieces down, those little roots down. See? And then put tape on the roots, and that'll make my palm tree stand. And then I'm ready to paper mache all of this. Happy making. Have a great day. Watch the other video to see about paper macheing.